Hi, I'm Maddie Woodhouse. I'm reporting for VOMO TV. So today we're here with Claire McFall, also known as Mrs. Bowles, my old English teacher. So we'd like to ask you a few questions about your book, Black Ken Point, which has been nominated. So what's it like to be nominated again?
It's really exciting. My first book, Ferryman, won the Scottish Children's Book Awards back in 2013, but this is the first year of the Scottish Teenage Book Prize, get the names right, and it's really brilliant. The best thing about the Scottish Teenage Book Prize is that it's voted for by pupils, so it's not sort of stuffy academics sitting in a room saying, oh, this one's the best one, oh, I like this one. It's really good because people like you are reading it, and then that tells me if my stories are really any good.
What was your inspiration for the book?
This book, all of my books have different origins, but this book came from a real camping trip we took. I'm not really a camping person, I'm more a kind of hotels type person than camping, but I was trying to impress the new boyfriend, so we went on a camping trip, and a lot of the little details in it are the same. So the beat up Volvo in the car, that was his beat up Volvo. Breaking down on the way to the beach, that was his as well. The only thing it deviates is when the paranormal stuff starts to come in. That didn't happen. But as well, my husband, that was the same boyfriend, is now an archaeologist, and he's quite into the history things. So some of the stuff about the cairn, the story that Dougie tells in the book, that's got some historical accuracy as well. So I tried to feed that into it.
What's the hardest part of writing a book?
The hardest part about writing a book is definitely editing, because basically you write your book, you finished it, and you hand it off to your editor and think, yes, it's finished, next time I see it will be in the bookstore. And then they send you it back and it's got 12 pages of things that you have to fix. And it's just like when you're doing your Nash 5 folio or your higher folio or your creative writing in S1, 2 and 3, you write your story, you think it's great, you hand it to your teacher, they cover it in red pen and they give it back to you and say, that was great, now do it again and do it better. Which is unpleasant for pupils, but when it's 60, 70, 80,000 words, it's a really big task. And it can be really nitpicky, changing tiny little bits. And it's like I suppose if you're crocheting, if you change something over here and then it affects how things go over here, so you've got to try and find all the little threads that might have changed and then try and make them shape the new story. So yeah, I don't like editing. I like new stories and just making things happen and creating new characters and new worlds, and that's the fun stuff.
Do you have any words of wisdom for young aspiring writers?
Right. I know that sounds really stupid, but one of the worst things that you can do is sit in front of a page and think, I'm going to write the most amazing novel in the world right now, and then you will sit there and you will stare at your blank empty page forever. Just write something. It doesn't matter if it's an article for your school newspaper, if it's a short story, if it's a poem, whatever grips you, write, because practice actually really does make perfect. The more you write, the better you get. And on top of that, I know you said one thing, but I've got two. Read. But don't just read the things that you think you like. If you're into romance novels or fantasy novels, just don't read fantasy novels, romance novels. Try a western, try some non-fiction, try a mystery or a crime novel, because that's when you get to see different forms, different styles, how authors use words in different ways, and that's how you build up your own repertoire.